I don't make many videos on martial arts because that's not really who I am anymore. But what I wanted to say is I still practice martial arts on my own, especially for physical exercise, because karate is perhaps one of the best forms of physical exercise, as it incorporates calisthenics, plyometrics, and of course it teaches your body to move in ways that can be used to defend itself. Now, what's interesting is a lot of people, as with diets and other things, a lot of people latch onto fad concepts of martial arts. A couple of these are things like Sistema and Krav Maga and Ninjutsu and these types of things. Now, what's interesting is before all of this, actually even before Asian martial arts really came to the United States, what came to the United States was World War II era Combato, or Defendo, which was created by a guy named Fairbairn from Britain, who was stationed in China and simplified the techniques into a very brutal form of combat, which is very effective at disabling or killing someone. Now, I want to make clear, I'm not encouraging people to get into fights or to harm people in any way, shape, or form. However, what I want to point out is the other day I was commenting on one of these many women's self-defense videos that's on the internet. Now, what people don't grasp about martial arts, most of the martial arts that people learn in modern schools is ineffective for many different reasons. But the primary reason is you are operating with techniques that a person needs to be exceptionally physically powerful and well-conditioned to perform. This is one of the things I don't like about MMA. A lot of people are clinging on to this MMA stuff. What people don't understand, a professional MMA fighter is a well-conditioned athlete, and their career doesn't last very long because they get their brains scrambled. But what you need to understand is they are extremely well-conditioned, extremely powerful, and you do need to be extremely well-conditioned to fight, if for nothing else to withstand the shock of being attacked. Most people do not know when they're being attacked. I'm one of many people that I was lucky enough that I knew how to fight before I took karate. I took karate because I was a fat guy and I wanted to lose weight, and it was fun, okay? But what needs to be understood is martial arts is not complex. And I'm going to leave a link to a series of World War II era and other era military training videos that I made, out of other people's videos, of course, that shows how simplified martial arts works. It's not complicated. Basically, if somebody grabs you, you grab them. You trap their arm and grab their throat, or you poke them in the eye, or you bite them even. Martial arts is not complex. Now, all of these techniques that are going to be seen in these various videos are present in Karate-Do, Tang-Soo-Do, and any genuine traditional martial art. The problem is these things are not taught anymore for a couple reasons. One, training with these techniques is very dangerous. You could harm or kill somebody. So a lot of people do not want the liability of teaching people how to harm or kill somebody. Although what people need to understand, like I've gotten in arguments about martial arts where people are like, well, you don't have to hurt the person, you can hit them and run away. Now what's funny is, as somebody that practiced martial arts from the age of 10 to currently I'm still practicing it, but actively practiced it from the age of 10 to the age of, I'd say, 23, I can tell you, if you actually saw what a human foot is capable of doing to a human face, you'd understand that if you're taking martial arts, you're learning to hurt people. You might not want to know that, and this is one of the primary reasons why these techniques don't work, is people are not psychologically prepared to deliver these techniques to the portions of the body with the proper amount of force to harm or kill a person, which is what the purpose of martial arts is. Karate, Japanese or Okinawan karate, was not created as a means of exercise. Okay? Now, Kung Fu, which comes from Bodhidharma, Now, and which most martial arts can trace their lineage to, was created as a form of exercise, which can be traced to yoga, Indian yoga. However, that's not what karate is. Now, my point is, basic martial arts, you still need to be well conditioned, but the conditioning should be of a traditional nature as well as a straightforward nature. Many people go out of whack with, how am I going to learn this? I have to learn Qigong. Now, I'm one of these people. I've embraced this stuff, but I am also one of the people that's lucky enough that knows when to call it quits on a system when the system isn't panning out. The conditioning for martial arts should be very straightforward, as straightforward calisthenics, stretching, plyometrics, these things that increase the body's ability to function as a weapon. Now, the other thing is, it's greatly not taught anymore, is hand conditioning, hand and foot conditioning. These things are traditionally practiced to a very great extent in traditional martial arts schools, be they in Korea or Japan. However, because you can hurt your hands, and you probably will, actually that's part of hand conditioning, is your hands will be hurt until they learn to heal, many people don't practice hand conditioning or iron palm. And I'll also leave a playlist on iron conditioning and yoga. For that, there's a whole system of how to condition the body in a traditional manner. And it's actually quite sad, because too many people, when these things come to the West, it gets mellowed out, and then people think they're practicing authentic martial arts, when in reality they're practicing interpretive dance or things of this nature. I was also lucky enough to, and I will not name the school or the instructor, because I'm sure he does not wish to be, how can I put this, associated with me due to the stuff I'm putting on the internet. But I was lucky enough to be taught by an ex-Marine that learned directly from a South Korean lineage of Tang Sudo, or Subakdo, depending on what you want to call it. We call it Tang Sudo. Now he, my instructor, taught what would be considered defendo or combado, which was basically the military, simplified military counterattack, which is then also translated to, like we learned ground fighting. And people will go, oh, well, grappling, 9 out of 10 fights go to the ground, da-da-da-da-da. I've been in a lot of fights, and I've met a lot of people that could whip my ass. But the thing is, I'm smart enough to stay out of a fight with somebody that can whip my ass. But the thing is this, what people need to understand is, these grappling techniques and all that, they're great for sports. But ain't nobody taking you to the ground if they can't see, or if they can't breathe, or things of this nature. And this is where the military style counterattack comes in. A lot of people like to take Hapkido, and I'm not dissing Hapkido. I think Hapkido is one of the best systems of martial arts, best karate-like system of martial art. However, again, if you compare it to a military-style martial art, if you jam your fingers in somebody's eyes, they're not going to be fighting you very long. And it comes to the point where you have to understand that these techniques are genuine, that you have to practice genuine techniques in a real life or death situation. What's practiced in a dojang is techniques that you need to learn to condition your body. And that's where these things like hyungs and these things come into play. Hyungs are katas or forms. These condition the body, and again, when people take, like, say, Qigong or these systems, what they don't understand is this is all present in the traditional kata or hyung. These techniques are practiced to condition the body in these ways. And mukyum, or meditation, Korean for meditation, or zazen, it prepares the mind. It prepares the mind to be calm. And I'm going to do, I think, a couple videos on martial arts, because I don't like the way martial arts are being seen or portrayed on the internet. So I figured I'd just do a couple videos explaining a little bit about actual martial arts and self-defense.